Wounded Healer Tarot. My name is James, and I'll be doing a reading today. This particular reading is for the sign of Scorpio. Now I'm going to take a look at the current energies influencing you, and then after that I will do my general 9-card tarot spread to get some more details on your situation. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck here, we have card number 1, cuddling. And then underneath that, we have the desiring intimacy card. So, I get the vibe that you could possibly be missing somebody right now. You could be in separation from somebody, and you really want to spend that, either you really want to spend that one-on-one alone time with them, where you're literally cuddling, and, you're talking about life, and you're just, you feel close to this person, right? Not just physically, but emotionally, you feel close to them. And with that, right, I get the vibe that, this is definitely somebody that you have been close with on that level. So, I feel like it's, yes, you're desiring intimacy, but you're desiring intimacy because of the lack thereof that you've been experiencing, because of their absence in your life. Alright, now, for the spread here, first up we have a card number 15, Enchantment. This card to me speaks, to me it's very hermit-like, where it's your inner light is that cat that's in there, in the lantern, and you're looking at it, you're observing it, and it's it's almost I don't know if you may be going through a sort of what is that term? If you're having some imposter syndrome, maybe. It's you're looking at that light and you're that can't be mine. Is that really mine? Am I really? But let's see what the card itself speaks of. Alright, so the action for this card is cast the spell that only you can weave. And the advice is, your intention is supported by the universe. The description of the card reads, true magic is effortless. Allow the beauty of the world to seduce you back into your authentic self. The true self surfaces as you shed the false layers assigned to you. Cultivate the inner light thriving inside you, and do not fear sharing your gifts with the world. The answer was in you all along. Make magic and tend to the sacred fire of the soul. Weave enchantment with every gesture. Allow the universe to support and encourage your every move. Shine like a beacon for those who have lost their way. Dream the world into existence the way the world has dreamt you. Nothing is an accident. Allow the magic of the cat to envelop you. You are the cat, and the cat is you. There is no difference. All things are interconnected. This is the secret of all magic. Alrighty then. Well, I could definitely see this card appearing for somebody who's going through or having a bout of imposter syndrome. Oops. But I feel where it speaks of like the true self surfaces as you shed the false layers assigned to you, cultivate the light, the inner light thriving inside you, and do not fear sharing your gifts with the world. You know, you could be taking a look here at like she's looking into the lantern, that's the reflection of her inner light, and she may be unsure about sharing that with the world, sharing her most authentic self, going out there and being her most authentic self. She could be worried about how it's going to be received because of, the people, right, that she is around. They could have a particular vision of who they want her to be, and that's who she's been being, right? Which means she has not been being her most authentic self. And at this time, there's a need for her to embrace her authentic self, right? And I feel like, maybe being out in nature, or like going out and just being around other people who are happy, right? That may help her to find her way back to her authentic self, and seeing these other people genuinely being happy, genuinely being themselves, right? That can also serve as a sort of catalyst to influence her to then be her most authentic self and shed the false layers assigned to her, as it says in this description here. Cultivating that inner light that's inside of her, so that, when she does share that with the world, like, there's just such an overabundance of it, she can share it with everybody, right? It's so that it's not like limited in a sense. And a part of, cultivating that inner light is, taking care of yourself, right? Filling up your own cup to the point that it's overflowing, and you will not be depleted by, contributing to others. And, you're realizing that the universe is really behind you on this particular path. You're gonna realize as you make progress, as you take those steps forward, you're gonna realize that you actually can do this. Alright, so next up we have winter, the delicate feeling of night. Alright, let's see what this is about. Now, the winter could be significant. The when for this card is take action at nighttime as the world sleeps. Maybe you're a fellow insomniac, so the nighttime is when you're most active. And then the advice for this card is do not fear darkness. Wait. Be patient. Prepare yourself. Look inward. That could, with the last card speaking to, cultivating that inner light, being your most authentic self. I feel like this is something that you're working on behind closed doors, mostly maybe even at night. Now the description of the card reads, night breeds supernatural agents of support. Sleep, rest, regenerate, and dream. Wait for clear thinking and sublime contentment. Chilled, crystalline landscapes bring peace and calm. White nights purify the scene and the soul. No effort is required. There's no place to go, nothing to do. Glory rests at your fingertips. The slate is wiped clean, and reset buttons are pressed. The gifts you receive are matched by what is offered in the waking state. Starlight infuses all situations with delicate power. Night protects and seals your deepest desires. Ooh. Alright. So, this to me really speaks of, a time and place of healing, and I feel like, as this other card again was, speaking of, cultivating that inner light, I feel like this is speaking to you doing that as you, take the time to really rest and recuperate, refill that social battery. Alright, now to get into the tarot portion here. Alright, let's see. What does Scorpio need to know at this time? This is not a part of the spread, but when cards flip out, as I'm shuffling, I take that as a little side note, a little message that the universe would like to bring to your attention. And here, with the Five of Swords being that message, right, I'm getting the vibe that, you could currently be feeling defeated when it comes to something. Something's got you really not seeing a way forward, or at least not seeing a clear way forward. This situation could have to do with a King of Wands energy. Maybe there's a block in communication. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's see what we got here. Looks like, a past life lover or connection here. Well, let's see. I apologize if the video is laggy. I do not know what is going on with my camera. Hopefully it picks up at some point. Yeah, alright. So at the bottom, I'm going to grab a decent amount of cards from the bottom of the deck here. Now, first up we have the Page of Swords. Along with the Star. Excuse me. And the Seven of Wands. With the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. And the Queen of Swords. Now, again, as I said, maybe there's some sort of blockage when it comes to communication here. We have the Page of Swords alongside the Star and the Seven of Wands. Now, I feel like, with this Page of Swords to the Star, right, I get that this individual is more than likely, doing some research on you. They could be taking a look and kind of stalking your social media in a sense, because they still have hope when it comes to this connection. But that's a bit confusing, because here with the Seven of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, it's they're giving a really confusing energy, because they're holding on to you, right? With that Four of Pentacles, they've been holding on to you this whole time. But with that Seven of Wands, they're being very guarded. They're, really, not giving you much to work with here. And I feel like, it could be this individual that is holding back communication, even though they're still holding on to you in this connection. But then after that, with the Four of Wands to the Queen of Swords, I feel like they may want to express, that, it's, again, this is very confusing, because with the Four of Wands, they see a future with you. They see a life with you. They see something stable, essentially, with you. But with that Queen of Swords energy, like, they were very, like, maybe they were giving you, like, a lot of attitude, being pretty sassy, and then they just went quiet. And that sort of makes you feel like, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't even know why that happened, but interestingly enough, like, behind that Page of Pentacles at the beginning here is the King of Swords. So having the King and Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I mean, these are not the ideal, this is not the ideal couple, because, like, if you look at the two of them, right, they have their backs turned to each other, okay? Like, there is no communication, and they both have a sort of, like, pissy, like, attitude-y look on their face. Like, there's some sort of tension here that really needs to be resolved, I feel. But now to get to the spread here, we have the Six of Cups, and then we have the Lovers, and then we have Judgment. So with the Six of Cups to the Lovers, right, this could be like an ex, somebody from your past that you've already been with, or, it doesn't even have to be an ex, it could just be somebody that you had, like, some sort of emotional connection to. Or, it's likely that this is somebody that you had, like, a past life connection with. But either way, that Six of Cups to the Lovers and then Judgment, like, I feel like you could be reminiscing about this individual from the past, right? And you're really trying to, here with Judgment, like, make a decision on which way you'd like to go with this. Because there's, like I said, I get the vibe that you're both, like, you're in separation here, like, with the King and the Queen of Swords. Like, I definitely get that you guys are not talking, and there's, like, a blockage when it comes to communication now. That Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck could also speak to, somebody learning how to communicate better. But, I definitely feel like there's a love situation where you need to make a choice. Now, next up, we have the Eight of Swords. And then we have the High Priestess. And the Ace of Wands. So, it's like, I get that with this Eight of Swords, right? In one way or another, you're holding yourself back, you're standing in your own way. It could possibly have to do with, this lack of communication here is not serving this decision that you need to make here. But with the High Priestess to the Ace of Wands, right? I feel like like, deep down, like, in the deepest depths of your being, like, that there is going to be a new beginning with this person at some point. The only real question here is when, right? It's like with the High Priestess, like, like, you have that deep deep, knowing that there is going to be this, like, you guys are going to start over with a fresh slate, and it's going to be a really, like, passionate new beginning here. Now, next up, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yep, here we go. The Page of Cups. And then we have the Four of Cups. Now, with that Six of Pentacles and the Page of Cups here, right? I get that. Now, I don't know if it is you coming in with an apology, but either you or this individual here with the Page of Cups is going to be coming forward with an apology. Now, the Six of Pentacles really represents, like, the balance in the situation, equal give and take. And I feel like the start of that equal give and take is going to be, maybe this individual coming forward with an apology of sorts. But with that Four of Cups, like, I get that you've been waiting so long. Like, even though you have the knowledge that this was gonna happen at some point, like, I feel like this individual took so long to the point that, like, you may not even, like, want this anymore. I feel like, you're bored of the situation, because in this Four of Cups, the cat is looking directly at that cup that is being offered right in front of its face, but it's not doing anything about it. It's just laying there staring at it like, okay. And, like, it's very possible that this could be a case of too little too late. And I feel like, you're going to be moving forward here, like, with yourself, just working on yourself. And as you work on yourself, you're going to attract, another soulmate that's more so on your level, right? Because also with this just being a Page of Cups, right, like, you don't want a page, you want at least a knight, hopefully a king, right, or a queen, depending on, which part of the dynamic you're on. But regardless, it's like, this apology, this offer doesn't really do anything. It doesn't matter. At this point, you've waited so long that you sort of gave up. And I kind of got that here with that Judgment card and the Eight of Swords coming out together. Like, yes, this may have been like a fun, flirty, connection from the past, and there may have been like a soul connection there, but the Lovers also represents the need to make a choice. And I feel like, before this person even came forward, you'd already, decided here with Judgment that you're not gonna take that offer. Like, and with that Eight of Swords, right, I think, that making that decision was more or less you getting out of your own way. You're taking yourself out of that, prison that you put yourself in your mind, really probably even overthinking this situation. But, with I almost called her the Hierophant, with the High Priestess, I see you letting go of that overthinking and using your intuition here. And that's what told you, you knew this individual was going to be coming forward for a new beginning. But again, even though they do eventually come through to try to balance things out here with this apology, you, at this point, you don't care. It's taken so long that you've already moved on and started working on yourself and realizing, working on yourself is going to attract some excuse me, somebody who is on your level. You know, somebody who is genuinely, you know, equal to you. Because like I said before, the the Queen and King of Swords are not the sort of match you want, right? Because they, like I said, in the cards, like you see them looking away from each other, right? They both look pretty agitated, and it just does not look like a recipe for anything good. So, alright, Scorpio, these are the messages that I have for you today, and I do hope they serve you well. Be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye now.